is the smooth talking, the chai drinking, 9 years vegan, one and only. It's the website you're on, adamjosh.com.
Hello everyone, good morning, good morning. What up my banana eaters? Hello. This is it, you're on the Morning Banana Show. My name is Adam Josh and this is a banana, an organic banana. Got a coffee here, a delicious French roast by Starbucks with some silk almond creamer. We get to share breakfast this morning. As usual, as I do on the Morning Banana Show, I sit and have my first sip of coffee and the first thing that I'm eating with you guys, and we chat. So welcome, welcome. I'm just going to check the live streams real quick. This is a one-man operation over here, so I'm checking the live streams. See how it goes. Check, check. 1, 2, 4. Check, check. 1, 2, 4. You hear that? We're coming through live. You hear that? We're coming through live. All right. All right. So I'll be getting to any of your comments that you have for the show. If you follow me on Twitter at adamjosh.com on the Twitters, I will read them, and I see that there's 12 notifications there already. I will read those later. So whatever you have to say, please put it on the Twitter. So, 9 years vegan today. 9. This many. 9 years vegan today. And as usual, I get a little sentimental around this time of year. You guys want to hear the story about how I went vegan? Should I tell it again? I have the story somewhere. So back, 9 years ago, if you wanted to tell a long story and not put it on your website, not put it on Facebook, you couldn't really tweet it. Because you had to do 140 characters back then, so there was something called Twit Longer. And if you're as old as I am, you'll remember it. So I wrote the story out the morning after on Twit Longer. August 15th, 2013. Obviously, I will remember this dream and this day for the rest of my life. I had a very peculiar dream last night. I dreamt that I was looking at a dead man in something like a bathtub. As I was wondering who he was and what he was doing in my dream, someone who worked with me or for me started playing with his arms, with his hands, taking skin off and being disrespectful. As I looked, the bathtub that he was in turned into a deep fryer, and now there was baskets of fries and other things frying beside and in between this man's limbs. I watched as food was served to people that had been deep fried in the very oil that this man was laying in. And after a while, I couldn't see the man anymore. The oil had become black. I inserted a fry scoop into the oil to feel around for his body, but what was left was so charred and black that it was falling apart. And I stood in my dream, absolutely disgusted to think that anyone would serve, let alone eat anything that was cooked in the same oil that this dead man was frying in. I woke up feeling very sick. I didn't eat anything solid until 9 p.m. As I ponder the dream now, almost a day later, I realize that it may have been more symbolic to me personally because I am a vegetarian. I sometimes eat fish, so I'm not a Puritan vegetarian. I will sometimes eat food that has been cooked beside animal products. There are certain animals I put my foot down to, though, like pork. Pork is just gross smelling once you stop eating it. I have to admit that up until this dream, I've never felt any conviction about eating vegetables cooked beside chicken or beef products or in the same oil, but the lesson of the dream remains clear to me now. If you wouldn't eat a French fry that was fried in the same oil as a dead human, why will you think nothing of eating that same fry out of oil cooked beside another species, not even your own? Because we are racist. because we are speciesists. We think that murdering animals and consuming their decaying flesh is okay because we are higher on the food chain. I've never been a zealot vegetarian, but this dream I had last night honestly turned my stomach, pun intended, Adam. A lot to unpack there. That was the dream. There was something I wanted to kind of put a side note on here. So I wrote in the article there about the dream that I had sometimes eat fish. I'm not a Puritan vegetarian. So in hindsight, what I was discussing back then was that I was a pescatarian, I guess you can call it. I didn't know the word back then. And the topic that I was referring to at the end was cross-contamination and how I felt about cross-contamination, something that I didn't have a word for back then. Cross-contamination, young Adam. So that was 9 years ago. Anyway, as I do normally, let's check out the Schumann frequency vibes. We're coming off a series of high spikes right now. The vibes seem to be trending towards positive. Gonna check out the stock market real quick. Generally speaking, the futures are trending down for the S&P 500, the Dow Jones trending down right now, gold trending down right now, silver trending down right now, crude oil going down right now in this moment, but Tesla is going up. Yay if you're invested in Tesla, as I am. I'm checking the live streams for the Ukraine right now in the the war zone and the chaos and carnage. I don't know if you can see this or not. 4, 8, 12, 16 cameras here of people just hanging out. No massive chaos, no war. People driving. Buildings being built. People hanging out at the gas station. Check out the live stream for yourself at TVL TRZCIANKA TVL Shizyanka. Check it out for yourself. Yeah, so that's all our housekeeping pretty much taken care of. Let's go to your messages on the Twitter. So on Twitter, last 12 we got here, let's see. I got a smiley face from Dr. Madhuri Siddyetti. I'm not sure. I think he's referring to a conversation with someone else. We've got Mucho Burrito. Mucho Burrito says, happy to see you and your family. Please stop by again soon. Oh, in reference to, we went up for Mucho Burrito on Friday. And on Friday, my kids were saying, Daddy, we've been praying to the vegan gods to have Mucho Burrito. So I took them there. I said, well, the vegan gods heard your prayers. Alright, so most of the interactions there are just likes and stuff like that. I wake up early, and here I am on the Morning Banana Show. And if you guys aren't up with me eating the banana, then that's fine. What else can I tell you? What else can I tell you? Almost on the banana here. Last week I did brakes and rotors on an Audi. I did a brake check on a Honda Accord. I have a few people that are booking rust checks right now. And I built a retaining wall for some gravel at my adopted dad's house. That was fun. It all happened. But I guess 9 years vegan, I should have some reflective thoughts about veganism in general. Right? That would be something worth talking about. So I've been vegan for 9 years. When I started my vegan trip, I think I was 174 pounds or something like that. I would say I'm 100 and probably 64, 65 pounds right now. So if anything, I've lost 10 pounds. For me, it wasn't really about weight loss. I didn't go vegan overnight in that dream because I was worried about what I saw on a scale. I went vegan overnight because subconsciously something popped or clicked, and I connected with the animals more so than I had previously. So there was a connection that kind of formed. If you want to call it like a synapse to empathy, my synapses for empathy towards animals all of a sudden fired off. And beforehand, I didn't have much sympathy towards animals in general. You could say, well, I cared about cats and dogs. Here we are 9 years later, and I guess I wish I went vegan earlier. Nobody showed me the proper way. And when I met a couple, I don't think I ever met any vegans, I shouldn't say that, but when I heard about veganisms, when I heard about veganism, I said, I would never go vegan. A lot of people say that. But yeah, honestly, I want to live till I'm 100 years old. I know that it's going to suck as I get older because I'm going to be burying a lot of you watching this and knowing that a lot of you watching this are dying. But as I get older, yeah, my plan is to live until I'm 100. I want to be healthy as I can be until I'm 100, and veganism is a vehicle towards that. It also has reconnected me with my empathy side of my personality, and I feel more authentic as far as empathy goes. Less hypocritical. When you talk about like, oh, the world is overheating and climate change and we should reduce our water consumption. Okay, go vegan, because the leading cause of deforestation is animal agriculture. The main cause of one of the reasons that like you use so much water is feeding the animals and growing the crops to feed the animals. So if you want to reduce your water consumption, then go vegan. But plants have feelings, bro. Man, I've heard it all over the last 9 years. I've heard all the arguments over the last 9 years, and I'm still vegan. So I guess you have to ask, when people are arguing against veganism, you have to ask, like, where are they arguing from? Are they vegetarian? Are they vegan? A lot of people say, oh, I went vegan, and I went vegan and I got unhealthy, so then now I strictly eat meat. I don't know what's going on with those people. Yeah, but anyways, if you connect emotionally and on an empathetic level with the animals, you can't go back to eating meat. Imagine, for example, you decided to go vegan, and you're looking at your dog and you're like, I love you, Chester. You're the best dog ever, Chester. And then one day you're like, you know what? I feel unhealthy because I went vegan. I feel a little sick. You know what? I'm sorry, Chester. I love you so much, but I'm going to have to eat you. So that's ridiculous. Empathy would stop you from eating your dog, despite how you felt physically. Maybe you feel a little ill, you're detoxing. You don't eat your dog. You know that, I know that, everybody knows that. You're not going to eat your dog. So apply that same emotional bond and the same empathetic bond to all animals, and stopping at your dog. That's kind of how most vegans feel. We look at animals. I'm not looking at cows in my shop right here. There's no chickens here, but like if there's animals around, yeah, I feel like, hey, that's a living being. When we have spiders in the house, I look at the spider and I'm like, hey, little guy, you don't want to die right now. None of these animals want to live, so we take them outside in cups and let them live out the rest of their life outside. And it's also a reaping what you sow type situation with veganism, because I don't want to be mercilessly killed by alien overlords, and God forbid that the alien overlords ever come and say, how are the humans treating the animals, because we're all going to be screwed at that point. Cantaloupe did the eloping already. Well, everybody, that's been the Morning Banana Show. Number 139? Does that sound right? 138 or 139? I really should check before I write this stuff down. It's 138. Well, good to know that I wrote it wrong. That's fun too, making mistakes. Alright, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. Follow me on Twitter at adamjosh.com. You can send me e-transfer donations to adam@adamjosh.com, the email address. If you feel like it, follow me on Twitter. Invest in yourself. Invest in send some money to Coda Vets every month, even $10 a month. Coda Vets is a great organization that supports U.S. veterans, because the government isn't taking care of the vets as well as they should. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for following. Take care. Hey, go vegan for the animals and for me.